there, I can get my knee fixed, I can go play football. Football, football, football. I said, sir, can you put me here? He said, son, you signed this contract, I'll put you anywhere. I signed the contract, I became a military policeman. On my first day of duty at Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center, I went to the 5th floor to check out that orthopedic clinic. And as the elevator doors opened up, there in the window sat this cute little redhead. And I thought to myself, if I get to know her, I'm going to figure out which doctor fixes my knee. Football, football, football. I got to know her. I got to know them. They never touched my knee, and I've been married to her for 38 years now. Thank you, Kelly, for reminding me. Every action we take, every decision we make has future implications. We sometimes don't think about that. We make these decisions and we make them so fast that we don't understand that the decision we make, no matter how trivial it is, has future implications. That moment, hey sir, can you put me here? Changed my life. Now the first time I told that story, I was in Mr. Zig Ziglar's office in Dallas, Texas, speaking to his family and friends. And right before, a week before I was in that office, something happened that made me think of this every action we take, every decision we make, and that was in front of a PetSmart store in McKinney, Texas. A little girl was having a cigarette. And as I walked by, she was on break from PetSmart, maybe 18, 19 years old. I said, hon, can I ask you a question? She said, yes, sir. I said, are you going to get married someday? She said, yes, sir. So you're going to have a family? She had a great big smile. She said, yes. I said, you like babies? She said, I love babies. I said, you're going to take your hand, shove it in through that baby's belly button, shake it so hard, grab onto her intestines and shake it so hard she'll have a pain that will never, ever, ever leave her the rest of her life? She said, no, I'm not going to do that. I said, well, let me tell you about the pain that I carry since the day my mom died from cancer. A cancer that began at the age of 17 when she said, I'm not hurting anybody but myself. At 44 years old, when I lost her, I realized she'd never get to know my children. That hurt. She'd never get to see my grandchildren. That hurt. And I carry that pain with me every day. That young lady threw that cigarette right down. I said, what are you going to do with that pack? She said, I'll give them to my friends. She smokes the same ones. This is a true story, by the way. And I said, are you going to cause all this pain for her child? She said, I guess I should throw them away, huh, sir? I said, and I could not tell you what to do. The only thing I know is that every action you take, every decision you make has future implications. As I walk away, I told her, I said, you may have another cigarette and think what a strange individual that was to even have this conversation. Now, she does quit smoking. She does go on and lead a healthier lifestyle. She doesn't die early because of cancer caused by cigarettes. Do you know why she did that? It's simple. Because Martin Roeder intercepted a football in 1972. You know, every one of us can go back to a moment in our life that changed the direction our life took. If you think about it hard enough, you'll know the exact moment that landed you right here. But that's really not important. What's important is what happens from today forward, because you can't change the past. But you can change the future. The mayor alluded to that earlier. You can make a conscious decision to do that. This next speaker we have is kind of interesting because we do some similar things. And her topic is Missing Piece Leadership Program. Well, emotional intelligence, but your flyer over here has the missing piece leadership. She's going to talk about emotional intelligence tonight. The missing piece. I'm a farm boy. I graduated 5th in my high school class and didn't make the top 20%. We were all in the same building from kindergarten through senior. Winters were kind of boring. There was always a jigsaw puzzle. And one time we got done with the puzzle and there was a piece missing. And we're like, oh, no. And then my grandmother went, nee, 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 and she put the piece in. This began a tradition. We all, when we started a new puzzle, took a piece, put it in our pocket. We got down to the end, we all put the last piece in together. A team. This went on for a couple of years. Things don't happen quick in Nebraska. And then one day, we finished a 2,500 piece puzzle. And we all had the last piece, and we're all celebrating. We all go, go! And there's still a piece missing. What? Where is it, Grandma? Not me. Nobody had that other piece. Oh, it's devastating. One itty bitty tiny piece missing. And oh, that's garbage. Throw that puzzle away. The next week, it sat there for a week. Again, things don't happen fast in the country. And then everybody's over for dinner on Sunday. And Mom's like, I gotta throw that puzzle away. And she just wiped over the top of it. And there, perfectly camouflaged on the top, was that missing piece. You would have thought Nebraska just won the national championship. But sometimes we can go all the way through life missing just one little piece that's going to put us over the top. I do ask you to pay attention to Eileen. Eileen is going to come up and talk to us about some very cool stuff. Emotions. Makes me want to cry just thinking about it. Emotional intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, Eileen.
So if you look in your beautiful book, you shut the mic off. Hang on. How about this? Okay, thank you. So, if you read in your pamphlet, you can read about my career, my degrees, my school, all that interesting stuff. But what it doesn't tell you is the real reason that I am so qualified to talk to you tonight. Yes, I am the president, founder, and head coach of Edu-tains, but the real way that I know about emotional intelligence is from my corporate career, where in those 14 years as an executive, I worked with folks at both ends of the spectrum of emotional intelligence. My first job, right out of school, finished my MBA. I didn't get to go to DeVry, I just went to this University of Chicago place, and worked in a bank as a management trainee. It was a small privately held firm, and the president used to have temper tantrums, sort of like a toddler. So if you didn't respond quickly enough, or give him the answer enough, or God forbid you said no to him, he would completely lose it. He would throw pens. He would throw chairs. And you know, me, I'm 23 years old, just got my MBA, went straight through. I thought this is what people did when they got to this level, that this is the way an executive is supposed to behave. Imagine my surprise now when you fast forward, I'm at Ameritech 7 years later, and I'm about to go meet the president of my business unit for the first time. And she had worked her way up from a telephone operator. And now she's the president of the payphone business unit. And she had quite the reputation that she did not suffer fools gladly. And so my boss says to me, I know this is the first time you're meeting her, Eileen, but really, you know, her bark is worse than her bite. Don't be nervous. I said, I'm not nervous. I just need to know, is she going to throw anything? And of course, my new boss is thinking, who the heck did I just hire? There's a crazy person that I'm bringing to meet our president. But see, that was my reality. And so no matter what type of client that I'm working with, leaders in firms of all sizes, the one thing is true, and it's that we need to work through and with people to achieve our objectives. And that's really how I became interested in this topic of emotional intelligence, started doing the research, and now I use it every day with my clients in some way, shape, or form, and why I was so honored to be asked by Dr. John to come and talk to you tonight. So we're going to do 3 things in the time that we have together, okay? You gotta keep me honest here. Number 1, we're going to define emotional intelligence so that we're all at least playing with the same definition here. The second thing we're going to do is talk about why it matters, because yes, I am a coach, but I'm not the touchy-feely life coach HR kind of gal. I am somebody who's run billion-dollar businesses, and so if it doesn't have a good ROI on your time, I don't want to do it, and I don't want you to waste your time on it, okay? So we'll talk about why it matters. And then third, and this is the most important thing to me, is I'm going to talk you through 2 different models that will help increase your emotional intelligence of any situation or event that you're taking part of. Sound like a plan? Okay.